Hello, movie lovers. This is the MTE Movie Podcast. Welcome to our very first Rapid Fire Friday, where we here at Movie Talk Express break down the biggest movie news stories from the past week as quickly as possible, trying to keep it around 20 minutes or so. We might go a half hour here and there, depending on what movie news topics are there for the week. And this will be in addition to our weekly podcast that you can find every Wednesday morning on YouTube at Movie Talk Express. And with me today is my regular co-host, co-writer of Movie Talk Express, the movie news guru, Gio. How you doing today, bro?
Doing good. Ready to talk about some movies. Let's get it started.
Oh yeah, as you know, as far as our articles go on our website, Gio's the guy who mostly is writing all the news stories, and hence why I call him the movie news guru. He knows every movie news story that comes out. Every time I go to ask him, did you hear about this? He's like, I knew about that already. So this guy knows his stuff. So he's going to run down, the way this is going to work is he's going to run down the movie news stories, about 6 to 10 topics each week. And we're going to, try to get them long enough to get our point across, but quickly enough to keep it going, So without further ado, let's get it started. What do we got first for the week of July 3rd, 2015?
Okay, first up we have the Edward Snowden biopic teaser trailer. So the biopic, titled Snowden, is directed by Oliver Stone, two-time Oscar-winning director, stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and it's a biopic on Edward Snowden, his personal relationships, and his journey into becoming the most wanted man in the world. If you don't know who Edward Snowden is, just Google it, get out from under the rock, because the guy has been everywhere in news in the past year. So the first teaser trailer came out. I liked it. I thought it set a great tone. I'm excited to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this role. I think he's going to kill it. And Oliver Stone, I like him as a director. He won a Oscar for the biopic Born in the 4th of July, starring Tom Cruise. So that's something there, and this looks like a good one. What do you think? It's just a teaser trailer, but...
So I might be one of those people living under the rock because I had heard of Edward Snowden, but I didn't know the story. So when you sent me the show notes this morning, I had to look it up.
Right.
And I got to say, I am very intrigued with this Edward Snowden story, with the concept of the movie, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is playing Edward Snowden. He's one of my favorite actors. And Shailene Woodley's in the movie as well, and I really like her, especially dramatically. What was that movie with Miles Teller? The Incredible Now. What was it? Do you remember the name of it? Spectacular Now.
Yeah.
She was. Yeah. That movie made me realize that she's a really good actress. Anyways, with all that being said, I didn't like this teaser trailer at all. So,
right.
Forget me if I'm wrong, but it's just the American flag, right? And it's showing it's like he went from this at a certain age. Right?
Yeah, it highlights the career highs.
Well, that was cool, like showing where he has gone so young and
right.
how he became, the steps to him being the most wanted man in America. But if I didn't know anything about this and I watched this teaser trailer, I'd be like, what is this talking about? I don't know anything about it. I think they should have showed, some actual footage, his characters, some of the story, a little bit
right.
of it. Because from an outsider looking in, you don't know anything about it from looking at this trailer. It's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, this was truly a teaser trailer.
Yeah, nowadays studios release teaser trailers and they're like full trailers. Mm-hmm. So this is a real teaser trailer, and maybe my expectations for teaser trailers have changed lately. That's why.
Right.
All right. So.
And real quick, Snowden also features Shailene Woodley, Scott Eastwood, Zachary Quinto, Melissa Leo, and Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
Film releases on Christmas Day. Yeah.
Nice. So, all right, what do we got next for the movie news?
Next up, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Entertainment Weekly released some new images in anticipation for Comic-Con next weekend. We see photos of the cover has Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman all together. We see a photo of Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, and the first image of Gal Gadot as Diane Lane, and it looks like there's a little bit of flirtation going on there. And we also have our first image of Jesse Eisenberg with his wig, whatever that thing is on his head.
With the mop on his head.
Right. And a whole bunch of other new images you can check out on the blog, movietalkexpress.com. What do you think? Any of the images stand out to you?
I I really like the one of Bruce Wayne and Diana at the party, wherever they are. They're at a mixer or whatever. They look very dressed up, very nice. I did you read the comments about the photos?
Yeah.
Was it Ben Affleck or
It was Affleck. I posted
making a
it
few?
beneath
Because he was
each
like,
photo.
it's kind of like James Bondy in a way, where like these two people have secret identities and they both know who each other are, but they don't know they know who each other are.
Right.
I love that, you know, that like edginess to it.
Mystery,
Yeah,
yeah, so
and
to speak.
also there was rumors that Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot were going to be each other's love interests in this universe.
Right.
And this kind of foreshadows that, which I'm fine with because we already know he's with Lois Lane as far as Man of Steel goes. So what kind of guy would he be if he's like, oh, I don't really like Lois anymore, I like Wonder Woman? So it's cool setting up that romance. But other than that picture, I didn't really like the rest of them. I didn't. The Lex Luthor one So one thing. So if you're gonna change the image and make it contemporary, make it modern, the one thing you have to stick to is make sure people see that character and know who it is. You don't look at that character and think Lex Luthor. That's my problem.
Right.
But with that being said, I can't judge it too hard because I don't know what context it's in. It could be a flashback. It could be something else. When I see the context of the movie and the story, then I'll judge the pictures. But as far as the other pictures, it's all stuff we've seen in the trailers, just still images. And, I didn't really like the Lex Luthor one. But other than that, I really love the Bruce Wayne and Diana one.
Does it get you more or less excited about next weekend's Comic-Con with DC's panel?
Neither, really.
Right.
Doesn't really change my anticipation.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. We will learn more next week's Comic-Con, and we'll have more up for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Cool.
Next up, the first trailer for Creed. That's the Rocky spinoff film starring Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler. Michael B. Jordan stars as Adonis Johnson, the son of former boxing champion Apollo Creed. He travels to Philadelphia, where he meets up with Rocky Balboa and offers him a opportunity to train the young fighter. Rocky ends up doing so, seeing a lot of the natural talent and skill that his former rival and best friend had. And it's wow. I'm gonna say this trailer, I've been looking forward to this for the longest time. You guys know this, for those of you following Movie Talk Express. I've been writing about this ever since before it was greenlit. The trailer came out. I loved it. It's so like Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. There's a lot of Fruitvale Station kind of tone in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this looks like it could be a real hitter. What are your thoughts on the trailer?
I have one word for this trailer. Wow. So earlier in the year, I wrote an article, my top 10 most anticipated movies for the rest of the year. I think it was in February when I wrote it. And Creed was on there, but it was like 8 or 9. I forget the exact list. Some of those movies have came out now, but this movie has jumped up on my anticipation list. Like I was telling you earlier, I'm not the biggest Rocky fan. I like the movies. I respect it as a historic franchise in Hollywood history, but it's not my favorite per se. But I love Michael B. Jordan as an actor. You know what I love about the trailer? Until you see Rocky, unless you're a huge Rocky fan and you can see the little hints in the background and stuff, you don't know it's a Rocky movie. It's in the Rocky universe until you see Sylvester Stallone and until you see that picture of Rocky and Apollo Creed fighting.
Right.
They didn't rely on Sylvester Stallone or the Rocky name for this trailer, and that's what I love about it. It looks fantastic. Hopefully it gets some Academy attention.
Oh, when you have Ryan Coogler as director and Michael B. Jordan, what they did in Fruitvale Station, there's always a chance.
It looks fantastic, man.
Right.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. And I'm also putting a bold prediction. I think Sylvester Stallone, this could be the role that lands him a Best Supporting Actor nomination.
You said that, I think, on our first podcast.
I've said that so many times, and I'm standing by it.
Saying that.
Yeah,
hey,
bold prediction.
as long as, I could see Michael B. Jordan getting I mean, it might be a stacked year again, like it has been the
Right.
last few years, but
Yeah.
at least maybe he gets some buzz, not like he did for his Fruitvale Station buzz disappeared by the time
Right.
Oscar season came around.
All right. Next up, we have a trailer for the documentary "I Am Chris Farley." The film tells a real life, honest portrayal of the man, the iconic, for me, iconic comedian Chris Farley, both the good and bad. In the trailer, you see a lot of his friends from David Spade to Dan Aykroyd. They're all talking about the good and the bad of
Yeah,
Chris
of course.
Farley. How one man can be overwhelmed with so much success, from 0 to 100, and it looks like it's really emotional for me, honestly, because I'm a huge Chris Farley fan. He was a big part of, the comedians growing up, me watching.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I want to learn more about this guy, and anything that he's in, I know that I love, put it that way. And so this looks like it could be an interesting documentary. What do you think about it?
I'm not gonna lie, like I've seen his big movies, Beverly Hills Ninja, Tommy Boy, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I I love his stuff, but I'm not the hugest fan of Chris Farley. But I
Gotcha.
respect him as a comedic force, and if he didn't pass away so young, man, we would have been talking about him as possibly the greatest comedic actor ever. If he would have lived and kept that momentum he had in his career, we could have been talking about that. And it's just crazy to see how much all these people loved him. It really seemed genuine the way they talked about him.
Right.
And of course, it's easy for them to say that now, but I even remember when I was younger and like just hearing about him and how everybody loved him, how energetic he is and everything. So it's going to be a sad documentary to watch, but at the same time, it's going to be a happy one because it seems like it's a celebration of Chris Farley and his career without holding back the bad stuff. And I really appreciate that. And I am now looking forward to this documentary after watching this. And as far as favorite movies, favorite roles of his, so maybe my favorite role of his is as the bus driver in Billy Madison, because Billy Madison is one of my favorite comedy movies as a kid, and I remember him as the bus driver.
He goes, "I'll turn this damn bus
Yeah,
around.
exactly. And
Down
then
Kansas City, precious field trip."
I mean, as far as a movie where he's the lead, Tommy Boy. I like Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Him and Chris Spade or David Spade.
David
Spade. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the documentary. It's a sad, tragic thing that he passed so young, but it's a celebration of his career and his life.
And
looks good.
in case you're wondering, you can find that documentary limited release in theaters July 31st.
Oh,
with,
nice.
Available video on demand August 11th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And moving forward, so early predictions for Ant-Man's projection at the box office. Somewhere analysts are saying between $55 and $65 million. What do you think? Too high? Too low?
I think it's low.
Yeah.
I think people are underestimating it. But if you look at the summer blockbusters this year so far, I forget what Furious 7 was tracking, but it blew that out of the water.
Right.
What was Jurassic World tracking? 120?
It was about around 100 million.
It made 210 million?
Yeah.
So obviously this tracking system isn't, as good as it could be, because we're not able to predict these huge numbers these movies are putting up.
Right.
And I think Ant-Man is going to probably do about 85 million opening weekend, and they'll be happy with that. Unknown property, something different, something quirky, Ant-Man, but I will say the marketing for this movie has been great. That's why I think it's going to do about 85 million.
And for comparison, according to Hollywood Reporter, other films featuring solo characters, their first films, let's see, their overall weekend numbers. So Thor did 65 million the first Thor opening weekend. Iron Man did 98 million opening weekend, the first Iron Man.
That's pretty good.
Guardians of the Galaxy, 94 million. Captain America: The First Avenger, about 65 million.
Well, I mean, I think that Iron Man movie, people hadn't seen anything from Marvel themselves ever before that, and that movie had so much buzz, so that's why I think it did so high. But to be fair, though the Captain America: First Avenger and Thor, they weren't. Those movies came out before the Marvel universe was so established now.
Right.
So I think the Guardians, the Ant-Mans have more of a chance to get a higher box office opening weekend because of the Marvel name by itself.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. What was your prediction again? You said
85 million.
85 million. All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too high. 85 sounds good to me.
I'm gonna say 96 million.
Wow, you're going
Bold
that high.
prediction.
Hey, I would be happy if it got that.
96 million.
I'm looking forward to this movie so much.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait.
Oh yeah.
2 weeks.
Yep.
All right, what's next,
And
man?
lastly,
you got some?
one more.
Yeah.
Kong Skull Island.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Kong Skull Island. This is supposed to be a origin story for the iconic creature King Kong, and we've seen some interesting developments happen in the pre-production phase. You have Tom Hiddleston starring, and best known for his role as Loki, and we've had names like J.K. Simmons and Michael Keaton attached.
But what did we find out this week?
And, well, according to a source, Deadline, it seems that both Michael Keaton and J.K. Simmons have dropped out of the film due to scheduling conflicts. Now,
yeah, right.
the legitimacy of that report, well, I mean, they obviously dropped out, but the reasons I'm talking about, I don't know about that. What do you think?
I just want to say, first of all, that whatever reason it's for, even if it was scheduling conflicts, I am so upset to hear this news. Mm-hmm. So upset.
Right.
The concept of Skull Island sounds amazing. You get to see the place where King Kong originated from, how that. I mean, I don't know if it's an origin story for King Kong or isn't it an origin story for the island itself too?
They haven't specified that in their developments.
Well,
all they've said
either
so
way,
far was
just the concept starring Tom Hiddleston. I'm in no matter what. But you tell me that J.K. Simmons and Michael Keaton are going to be in the movie. When I heard that news, wow, I'm so looking forward to this movie. And it was right around the time they're both getting so much Oscar buzz.
Right.
J.K. Simmons won an Oscar. A lot of people thought Michael Keaton should have got an Oscar for Birdman over Eddie Redmayne. I am so upset with this news. It was a movie I was so looking forward to, and my anticipation has dropped so much. Still looking forward to it, though. Love Tom Hiddleston. Love the idea of Skull Island. But I don't think it's scheduling conflicts either. I think they both saw something they didn't like, and they're out. And why both of them? Why do we lose? If we lose one of them, I'm like, all right, we lost. Let's just say we lose Michael Keaton. We still got J.K. Simmons. Yeah. No, it's not that. But they're both gone. So that sucks.
Do you think it has something to do with the overall screenplay or their roles, the extent or depth of their roles?
There's no way to know. If I have to guess, I'm just gonna say, just the movie, the story as a whole.
Right.
Maybe they didn't see a full script when they signed on, and then they saw it, they're like, I'm out. Or maybe they didn't like their character. So.
And one more question: after watching Terminator Genisys, which J.K. Simmons is featured in a supporting role, do you think he wasn't happy with his role in that film and decided, you know what, like doing Kong Skull Island, another supporting role, is not the right?
Well, it's funny
move?
we've gotten so accustomed to calling it Terminator Genisys, but it's
Genesis.
Genesis.
Sorry,
but
guys. Right.
We heard it from somebody else calling it Genisys, and it's stuck ever since. But yeah, I could see that because I thought J.K. Simmons was going to have a bigger role in Terminator Genisys, and his character I liked his character, but it was
Yeah.
sort of wasted.
Right.
What I don't even remember what ended up happening with his character, which shows that it's so forgettable.
Right.
So maybe his experience, like, why am I going to do this little role when I can do anything right now? I can go be J. Jonah Jameson for Spider-Man again.
Ooh, God,
Which
that
I
would be
hope.
so awesome. Well, anyway, Skull Island will hit theaters on March 10th, 2017. This film has taken a big hit, but we'll see if it's able to get back on its feet in the coming weeks.
All right, is that all the movie news for the week?
That is it.
All right, well, thank you guys for listening. That was our very first Rapid Fire Friday, Rapid Fire Movie News audio edition. We put out articles occasionally titled Rapid Fire Movie News, just quick thoughts, quick ideas, quick speculations about all the movie news stories
Small
throughout the week.
updates, yeah.
Exactly. So just a way to get our thoughts out quickly, give our audience, any listeners, a shorter, edition to listen to us other than our podcast.
Right.
So with that being said, thank you for listening. We're Movie Talk Express. You can find our blog at movietalkexpress.com. Facebook, Movie Talk Express. Twitter at Movie Talk EX. You can find me on Twitter, Jacob Bartley, at Jake Ryan Bartley. Gio, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Giorgio Ramos24 and on Facebook at Giorgio Ramos. You guys have a great 4th of July weekend.
And don't forget to follow our YouTube channel. If you guys like what you hear, click that subscribe button. And if you liked the video, hit that like button. Anything helps. And thank you. You all have a great 4th of July weekend. Thanks for listening. Catch us next week.